Hello, everybody. Today we are going to be reviewing the second movie in Hitman's Bodyguard. Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard is the name of this movie. So, obviously, starring the same three people that were in the original movie: Ryan Reynolds, Samuel L. Jackson, Selma Hayek, and we have some new cast members. Mainly Antonio Banderas playing the bad guy in this. And there was a few other. Oh, Gary Oldman was in this? Oh my god, I didn't even realize who did he play? Hmm. Vladislav Dukovich. Interesting. I'm not sure which character he was. I didn't even notice that he was in this. Huh. I'm gonna have to go back and watch now to see who he actually was. Interesting. So this is basically taking place right after the first movie. So Ryan Reynolds' character Michael Bryce has obviously moved on. He's in therapy now, and he's trying to uh, kind of move on with his life away from bodyguarding, I guess. Even though we find out a little later on that he's taking underhanded jobs still, and still technically working as an unlicensed bodyguard. And we also find out that his dad's a bodyguard too, and his oh my god, it's just that scene is just absolutely hilarious. So anyway, before I continue on, so he's in therapy trying to kind of work out some issues that he's been having. So he keeps having the same reoccurring dream where he keeps getting this award, and then every time he gets the award, Darius Kincaid, who was in the first movie, who was the assassin, who ruined kind of all of his plans and ended up making him become unlicensed, shows up in the dream to kind of ruin even the dream. So the therapist says that he needs a vacation, that he's past therapy. So when he goes on this vacation, he keeps like this log to himself of how he's improving day by day, which I think is kind of important. I mean, kind of shows some self growth. And then right when he thinks he's about to get back into the normal swing of things and just be a normal human being, he gets thrown right back in with Sonia Kincaid, and she says that Darius asked for him to come and save him. So in this case, he's he's saving Darius. And then when they do end up saving him, it turns out that he killed the only asset that Frank Grizzo's character had. Where is he? Bobby O'Neill. He was an Interpol agent, I do think. Uh, so with uh, he's working with these people to find this weapon that can basically hack into data junctions. It's like a diamond pointed weapon, and then it can weaponize anything in that grid, which is very dangerous. So anything electrical, it basically causes like a giant electrical storm almost, or what it would seem like. So it's kind of like it kind of can cover up technically, I guess, what the weapon could do. Um, but obviously, uh, he knows that it's not a lightning storm, right? Bobby knows that it's not a lightning storm, and he works with the help of Aliso, played by Alice McMillan. Um, he, yeah, who's basically his sidekick throughout the movie, or his helper anyway, or the one that the other agent appointed for him while he is in. Were they in? I can't remember exactly what location they were in. Was it Paris? They kind of travel all over the place in this movie. Um, so anyhow, what was I saying there? Yeah, so he figures out the plan of the bad guys, obviously, and they have this other Zento, who was another assassin that I guess kind of took some jobs from Darius Kincaid, played by Christopher Camiusa, I'm gonna say is his name. And then we had Tom Hooper played Magnuson, and there was a girl that was with him too, that was underneath Antonio Banderas' character. Uh, Aristal Papadopoulos. Oh my God, what a name! uh, maybe it was Aristol Papadopoulos. Anyway, he's Greek, and he wants control of this weapon in order to, yeah, he just wants control of the weapon. Basically, is I guess to restore his family's fortune. I think was what he wanted to do. But obviously, that doesn't quite work in his favor, because it turns out it seems like Darius Kincaid and her are like almost invincible, which they prove throughout the movie quite a few times. Oh my god. Sorry about that. So yeah, but he does, at least Michael Bryce has to protect her in quite a few ways, because she ends up getting this bomb like bracelet strapped to her when they go to collect the money from the for the briefcase or whatever, when they're trying to transport it, and then they have to go to Michael Bryce's dad's to get him help, and Michael Bryce's dad is played by Morgan Freeman, and he was a top agent, I guess, in his time, and took quite a few bullets, and wrote a book, but he lied in the book about not wearing Kevlar, and I guess he says to Michael that AAA agents aren't supposed to wear Kevlar, and gelato, I guess, is a trigger for Michael too. That was a funny scene where I guess some overweight guy was riding the machine at a fair or something when Michael was a kid, and it ended up killing his mom. So he blames himself for picking the wrong flavor of gelato, even though that doesn't correlate at all. Still would have happened regardless, right? So when they finally run into Aristol, he says that I guess he's been missing Sonya for some time or whatever, and then she does this whole spiel about having amnesia and all these memories coming back to her, and it's from this other movie, and obviously Aristol realizes that, so now they have to go after Aristol and try to kill him, and they end up getting onto a ship, and the self-destruct for the ship goes off, and then they end up getting their deal, and Sonya's deal was to actually adopt Michael, so at the end of the film, he signs the adoption papers without even noticing or knowing what he's signing. He thinks he's signing to get his AAA license back, right? Turns out, no, that wasn't the whole, that wasn't what was happening at all. And now he's Sonya's and Darius's kid, and obviously Darius isn't too happy about that. But I guess they have to spend a little bit more time together, probably than they would want to. Obviously not Sonya and Darius, but they end up spending more time on the ship at the end of the movie together. I think trying to get their names cleared, I believe, was the cause of that. Yeah. Yeah, I can't quite remember. Or were they hiding from somebody? It was one of those two things. I think maybe it was getting their names cleared. I'm trying to remember exactly why they had to spend more time together on the ship. Because the Bobby threatened to put out a red notice on them at one point. An international red notice, which means they would have been wanted criminals across the entire world. So that's pretty crazy. Not that Darius wasn't already wanted for some of his crimes, but yeah. I'm trying to remember the exact reason as to why they had to spend more time on the ship. There was something anyway. And yeah, you can just hear Darius and Sonya having sex in the background on the ship, and obviously Michael's just like, oh my god, I have to spend 2 more months on this ship with them? Are you kidding me? I think maybe it was trying to get them back into the States. Maybe that was it, if I'm remembering correctly. Because, yeah, obviously this movie took place overseas. Yeah, there was a lot of action in this movie, and obviously a lot of humor, like Sonya giving Michael lithium for pain when he broke his ribs, taking a shotgun blast to the chest for her. And then they think he's dead, so they try to give him a sea burial. Oh my god. It's just like, what a mess. And then they almost kill him with the lithium, and then he ends up getting adopted by them, even after telling her he thinks that she would be a horrible mother. Just like what a mess of a group, right? Even though they end up getting the job done at the end of the day, and he's trying to pretend like he's on sabbatical, even though he's with her and doesn't want to use any guns. He thinks there's a more peaceful way to go about life now, or at least he's trying to anyway. And he says less is more, or less is better, or boring is better. That was his term that he used in the movie. It was just there was too many funny parts in this movie, and then her talking about because he misses his mother. That's why it explains his obsession with her breasts, because that's how he pushed her away when when he took the shotgun blast. And I was just like, oh my god. Oh, just yeah, just a mess, mess of humor in this movie for sure. I did give this movie a 10 out of 10 because I thought it did deserve it. I don't know if I have the first one up, or the first movie reviewed on my channel. I'm gonna have to actually check to see if I have it. But if I don't, I will definitely go back and review the first one as well. I think I have it up already, but I'll go back and check. Anyway, 10 out of 10 for this film, and I will see you guys in the next review. Bye bye for now.